Yesterday's lesson was lesson 122. Forgiveness is the key to happiness. And today is the sister lesson, Forgiveness offers everything I want. Forgiveness offers everything I want, lesson 122. This is a long one. This is even longer. This is 14 paragraphs. So strap yourself in for going on a journey right now. Paragraph 1. What could you want forgiveness cannot give? Do you want peace? Forgiveness offers it. Do you want happiness, a quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, and a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world? Do you want care and safety and the warmth of sure protection always? Do you want a quietness that cannot be disturbed, a gentleness that never can be hurt, a deep abiding comfort, and a rest so perfect it can never be upset? Paragraph 2, all this forgiveness offers you and more. It sparkles on your eyes as you awake and gives you joy with which to meet the day. It soothes your forehead while you sleep and rests upon your eyelids, so you see no dreams of fear and evil, malice and attack. And when you wake again, it offers you another day of happiness and peace. All this forgiveness offers you and more. Paragraph 3. Forgiveness lets the veil be lifted up that hides the face of Christ from those who look with unforgiving eyes upon the world. It lets you recognize the Son of God and clears your memory of all dead thoughts so that remembrance of your Father can arise across the threshold of your mind. What would you want forgiveness cannot give? What gifts but these are worthy to be sought? What fancied value, trivial effect, or transient promise never to be kept can hold more hope than what forgiveness brings? Paragraph 4. Why would you seek an answer other than the answer that will answer everything? Here is the perfect answer given to imperfect questions, meaningless requests, half-hearted willingness to hear, and less than halfway diligence and partial trust. Here is the answer. Seek for it no more. You will not find another one instead. Paragraph 5. God's plan for your salvation cannot change, nor can it fail. Be thankful it remains exactly as He planned it. Changelessly it stands before you like an open door, with warmth and welcome calling from beyond the doorway, bidding you to enter in and make yourself at home where you belong. Paragraph 6. Here is the answer. Would you stand outside while all of heaven waits for you within? Forgive and be forgiven. As you give, you will receive. There is no plan but this for the salvation of the Son of God. Let us today rejoice that this is so, for here we have an answer clear and plain, beyond deceit in its simplicity. All the complexities the world has spun of fragile cobwebs disappear before the power and the majesty of this extremely simple statement of the truth. Here, paragraph 7, here is the answer. Do not turn away in aimless wandering again. Accept salvation now. It is the gift of God and not the world. The world can give no gifts of any value to a mind that has received what God has given as its own. God wills salvation be received today, and that the intricacies of your dreams no longer hide their nothingness from you. Paragraph 8. Open your eyes today and look upon a happy world of safety and of peace. Forgiveness is the means by which it comes to take the place of hell. In quietness it rises up to greet your open eyes and fill your heart with deep tranquility as ancient truths, forever newly born, arise in your awareness. What you will remember then can never be described, yet your forgiveness offers it to you. Paragraph 9. Remembering the gifts forgiveness gives, we undertake our practicing today with hope and faith that this will be the day salvation will be ours. Earnestly and gladly will we seek for it today, aware we hold the key within our hands, accepting heaven's answer to the hell we made, but where we would remain no more. Paragraph 10. Morning and evening do we gladly give a quarter of an hour to the search in which the end of hell is guaranteed. Begin in hopefulness, for we have reached the turning point at which the road becomes far easier. And now the way is short, that yet we travel. We are close indeed to the appointed ending of the dream. Paragraph 11. Sink into happiness as you begin these practice periods, for they hold out the sure rewards of questions answered and what your acceptance of the answer brings. Today it will be given you to feel the peace forgiveness offers and the joy the lifting of the veil holds out to you. Paragraph 12. Before the light you will receive today, the world will fade until it disappears, and you will see another world arise you have no words to picture. Now we walk directly into light, and we receive the gifts that have been held in store for us since time began, kept waiting for today. Paragraph 13. Forgiveness offers everything you want. Today all things you want are given you. Let not your gifts recede throughout the day as you return again to meet a world of shifting change and bleak appearances. Retain your gifts in clear awareness as you see the changeless in the heart of change, the light of truth behind appearances. Paragraph 14. Be tempted not to let your gifts slip by and drift into forgetfulness, but hold them firmly in your mind by your attempts to think of them at least a minute as each quarter of an hour passes by. Remind yourself how precious are these gifts with this reminder, which has power to hold your gifts in your awareness through the day. And then in italics, forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. Such a beautiful lesson. So lovely. You know, these words are so uplifting. I think just reading the Course, just hearing the Course, changes you, right? It's life altering, and it's, you know, all it takes is for you to show up and just to engage with it a little bit, and to be open to the possibility that it's true. I think that the part of the problem with us is that we do have doubts, right? When we take the Course, you know, like when we sit down and we read the Course, it all sounds so lovely, but then when we, you know, experience the rest of our world and our problems and all the other things, we kind of forget, and we have doubts, and we wonder if how this can be true. How can the Course be true? I think, though, that what I've been trying to say is, forget about the ultimate truth. Is it helping you feel a little better? If it is helping you feel a little better, then go with it, because there's something to just having a positive outlook, starting to become more aware of your mind and your thoughts, starting to ask yourself, is that thought really true? You know, is that belief really true? Is that idea that I have in my mind, could there be another possibility, right? All of those, I think, are positive things, where we can just step back and kind of be more of an observer, observing our thoughts, not thinking that we know, not rushing into judgment. All of those things, I think, are positives. I think most everyone would agree, you know. But when it comes down to the ultimate truth of this, that's another thing entirely. And I think that's a project right there. So let's go through this, and we'll tease out the nuances of what's being said. This is a long one. I'll go a little bit quickly here, but I'll also be trying to get to maybe the more important things. So this first paragraph is so beautiful. What could you want forgiveness cannot give? Do you want peace? Forgiveness offers it. Do you want happiness? A quiet mind, a certainty of purpose, and a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world. Do you want care and safety and the warmth of sure protection always? Do you want a quietness that cannot be disturbed, a gentleness that can never be hurt, a deep abiding comfort, and a rest so perfect it can never be upset? All this forgiveness offers you, and more. right? It offers more. What is the more that it offers? Well, it offers you everything, right? It offers you the universe. It offers you essentially love, which is God, which is everything. But in the meantime, as long as we're still in the dream, as long as we're still in the illusion, and we are still in the illusion as long as we think we're here, and as long as we identify on whatever level to the body that we're in and the personality that we have, forgiveness can be very helpful. That's what I was trying to say, is that this teaching can be very helpful in this world. Forget about another world. Forget about, dissolving back into God or merging with God. Let's forget about that for a second. Because that's the more that Jesus is talking about, right? He's not trying to sell you anything. That's what people do when they try to sell you something. All this and more shall be yours. But when Jesus says more, he does mean more, right? Because as long as we're in the illusion, as long as we're in the dream, we're not there yet. We're still in the dream, right? The more is when we finally completely transcend the world of perception. And this is the world of perception, right? The world of illusion. When we completely transcend, then we will be fully in our true reality. But like I said, in the meantime, we can experience all the benefits that forgiveness has to offer. And the good thing about forgiveness is it's free. That's why Jesus doesn't have to sell anything. He's just asking us, are you ready? Do you want this? Is this what you want? Is this why you're here? Is this why you're reading this course? Do you want a quiet mind? Do you want a sense of worth and beauty that transcends the world? Do you want happiness? Do you want peace? Right? Forgiveness will offer you all of these things. It gives you everything. It sparkles, paragraph 2, all this forgiveness offers you and more. It sparkles on your eyes as you awake and gives you joy with which to meet the day. It soothes your forehead while you sleep and rests upon your eyelids, so you see no dreams of fear and evil, malice and attack. And when you wake again, it offers you another day of happiness and peace. All this forgiveness offers you and more. Again, the and more. What is forgiveness? Let's just talk about one aspect of it, which is also very dominant in the course. It's a dominant theme. One way of understanding forgiveness is it's the absence of judgment and it's the absence of fear. That's what forgiveness is. You're in a place of non-judgment and you don't have fear. If you don't, and the only way to not have fear is to be at least be open, to start to be open to this idea that you cannot be hurt, that your true self cannot be touched, right? Can't touch this. It cannot be, your true self, whatever feels threatened in you is ego, right? And the ego is nothing. And the ego is not your amigo. The ego is something that is in the way. So as you let go of the fear, as the fear dissipates more and more, you can rest easier, your life becomes smoother, your relationships become better and better, you become more natural in your behaviors. Everything improves. You just have to do it and you'll see how it works. And I'm sure you're already seeing that, right? That's why you're here. That's why you're listening. All right. So I think that's kind of what Jesus is getting at there. In that second paragraph, third paragraph, forgiveness lets the veil be lifted up that hides the face of Christ from those who look with unforgiving eyes upon the world. Remember the whole last section, The last lesson was all about the unforgiving mind. So now he's talking about the unforgiving eyes. Same difference. It lets you recognize the Son of God and clears your memory of all dead thoughts, so that remembrance of your Father can arise across the threshold of your mind. That's a great way of putting it, is that it's like there's a barrier right now. The barrier is due to the unforgiveness. There's some interference. But as you clear away, right, the clouds of interference, then the remembrance of God can just flow across that barrier, right? It was a solid wall, but now through your doing this work of opening your mind, basically releasing the thoughts in the way, releasing the fixed ideas, you become more able to just float across that barrier, right? You will just, the distance, so to speak, between you and God becomes that much less, and this all becomes beatific versus traumatic, as Jesus said in the text, right? It would be traumatic. It would be traumatic and dramatic if you did not do this work. Like, that's why I think people, when they do psychedelics, for example, have very difficult experiences sometimes because of the unforgiving mind, right? They haven't learned these things, or they haven't practiced these things, so they don't, they will have a traumatic experience. Whereas it will become more and more beatific as they do this inner work, because they won't have all those judgments. And that's the problem, is that when you do a psychedelic, what happens is the ego comes in very strong, because now there's no interference, and you can really see the ego for what it is. What would you want forgiveness cannot give? What would you want forgiveness cannot give? What gifts but these are worthy to be sought? What fancied value, trivial effect, or transient promise, never to be kept, can hold more hope than what forgiveness brings? So in this world, there's nothing in this world that can offer you anything except what Jesus started with: peace and happiness and joy, and all the beautiful things that we really seek in our heart. We don't want anything else, really. Nothing else really matters. We could have everything else, and if we don't have these things, we don't have anything, right? So that's what Jesus is asking. It's all rhetorical. It's all rhetorical questions, meaning he knows the answer. He's not asking you to get the answer. He's asking you to ask yourself, right? What could you want? What else could you want? There's nothing else. 4, why would you seek an answer other than the answer that will answer everything? Here is the perfect answer given to imperfect questions, meaningless requests, half-hearted willingness to hear, and less than halfway diligence and partial trust. Here is the answer. This is repeated like 3 times. Here is the answer. Seek for it no more. You will not find another one instead. Right? Forgiveness is the answer. Forgiveness is the key to happiness. Forgiveness is the key to everything. Seek no more. This is it. Forgiveness. You already know it, right? You wouldn't be here if you didn't already know it, right? This is just reminding you of what you already know. Paragraph 5. God's plan for your salvation cannot change, nor can it fail. Be thankful it remains exactly as He planned it. God's plan for salvation cannot change, nor can it fail. Be thankful it remains exactly as He planned it. Changelessly it stands before you like an open door, with warmth and welcome, calling from beyond the doorway, bidding you to enter in and make yourself at home where you belonged. This is reminiscent of the part about the prodigal son that was in the text. God waits for us. We are the prodigal son, right? Carry on, my wayward son. We are the wayward son, the proverbial wayward son. We think that God is going to punish us, or that God is angry at us, that we're unworthy of God, we're unworthy of love. How could we ever get rid of the sin and whatever else we think, the stain? How can we remove the stain? And Jesus is saying, dude, it's not like that. God loves you beyond anything you can imagine, and God is waiting for you, right? God is just waiting with open arms for you to return. That's all in your mind. Whatever you're thinking is all in your mind. Paragraph 6. Here is the answer. Would you stand outside while all of heaven waits for you within? Forgive and be forgiven. As you give, you will receive. There is no plan but this for the salvation of the Son of God. Let us today rejoice that this is so, for here we have an answer clear and plain, beyond deceit in its simplicity. All the complexities the world has spun of fragile cobwebs disappear before the power and the majesty of this extremely simple statement of the truth. So the veil is just fragile cobwebs, right? The veil that's hiding the face of Christ and that's ultimately hiding the truth of existence is a very fragile one. It's really made up of nothing. We just have to look at it and see. And that's what Jesus has been asking us to do, is to just look at the ego. Understand what the ego is, and you will see that it really is nothing. And you make it something, it's a tempest in a teacup, as Shakespeare put it, right? Or tempest in a teapot. It looks like it looks really powerful and strong and so on, but when you really look at it, it's nothing. There was a movie when I was young. I don't think I ever really saw the whole movie. Heaven Can Wait. This is Heaven Can't Wait. Heaven can't wait for you, right? Heaven can wait, and heaven has been waiting, but in a way, heaven is calling you right now, right? To wake up, to return home. Why is the Course seemingly so complex and complicated? It's not, right? It's only our minds that see it that way. The Course is very simple. It says the same thing over and over again. It's just the same message over and over again. It's only our egos that are complicated, and they make it complicated and complex. Paragraph 7. Here is the answer. Third time. Do not turn away in aimless wandering again. Accept salvation now. It is the gift of God and not the world. The world can give no gifts of any value to a mind that has received what God has given as its own. God wills salvation be received today, and that the intricacies of your dreams no longer hide their nothingness from you. So again, the intricacies is another word for complexities, right? The complexity and the complicatedness is just a veil, right? This is not, truth is very simple. Truth is the most simple thing. Everything else is a way to hide the truth. And so it hides itself in complexity. And Jesus, again, is calling us to receive this now. Don't wait. Right? You keep waiting. You keep wandering again. You keep going back and forth. You keep going back again into the illusion. Let's learn how to stay firm in the truth. What a concept. Paragraph 8. Open your eyes today and look upon a happy world of safety and of peace. Forgiveness is the means by which it comes to take the place of hell. In quietness it rises up to greet your open eyes and fill your heart with deep tranquility as ancient truths, forever newly born, arise in your awareness. What you will remember then can never be described, yet your forgiveness offers it to you. Yeah. You can look now today upon a world of peace, of happiness, of joy. Don't you want to see that, right? That's what people have described Eckhart Tolle is a famous example, like where he had this night of deep suffering and tribulation and agonizing, and then he had this breakthrough moment. He woke up the next morning and the world was transformed, right? His mind had been transformed. The world now was beautiful, right? We can also, and I think when people do things like the Course or some kind of spiritual discipline, what happens is they have little breakthrough moments. Sometimes it's a big breakthrough, and sometimes it's just a breakthrough moment where you just have this kind of like an epiphany, or in Japanese it's called a satori experience, where you just all of a sudden something clicks and you're like, oh my God, why didn't I see that before, right? And it's another chink in the armor, right? It's another step. Sometimes you think it's the end, you've reached the goal, but probably not, right? There's more. So you may, through doing this work, you may start to have like interesting dreams and visions, just like Helen did, right? And you may have you may have synchronicity experiences. You may have very interesting things that start to happen. I would love to hear if you have anything to share. Please do. Paragraph 9, remembering the gifts forgiveness gives, we undertake our practicing today with hope and faith that this will be the day salvation will be ours. Earnestly and gladly will we seek for it today, where we hold the key within our hands, accepting heaven's answer to the hell we made, but where we would remain no more. Okay, so forgiveness is that key. We made hell, right? The ego is hell-bent, right? Hell-bent on us being in hell and staying in hell and feeling doomed and damned. That's the ego's whole plan. The ego has a plan of salvation too, and that's its plan, right? It's a plan of damnation, not salvation. It's a plan to keep you in misery, to keep you in suffering. Remember, only God's plan will work. And so you can get with this or you can get with that, right? You can get with the ego and stay in misery if you choose. It's like the blue pill or the red pill, right? You can take the blue pill and go back home. Take the red pill and stay in the illusion. It's up to you. Paragraph 10. Morning and evening do we gladly give a quarter of an hour to the search in which the end of hell is guaranteed. Begin in hopefulness. A quarter of an hour, 15 minutes. This is the most ever now. To the search in which the end of hell is guaranteed. Begin in hopefulness, for we have reached the turning point at which the road becomes far easier. We're at a turning point now. And now the way is short, that yet we travel. We are close indeed to the appointed ending of the dream. And I think that's been a theme that Jesus has been bringing in. Just doing the Course. If you have found the Course and the Course is resonating with you, and you're doing the Course and you're practicing the Course, you're close. You're not far now. You're still insane, as Jesus says. You're still insane, but you're not completely insane, and you're on your way, and you're very close, actually. Paragraph 11. Sink into happiness as you begin these practice periods, for they hold out the sure rewards of questions answered and what your acceptance of the answer brings. Today will be given you to feel the peace forgiveness offers and the joy the lifting of the veil holds out to you. Right? So you want to sink into happiness. You want to be happy about doing these practice periods, giving this time for your spiritual liberation. Paragraph 12. Before the light you will receive today, the world will fade until it disappears, and you will see another world arise you have no words to picture. That's an important line, I think. There's no words that can tell you what this is going to look like. Right? It's an experience. And it's an experience that goes beyond words, that transcends words and transcends words, and it transcends worlds. It transcends the world. Now we walk directly into light, and we receive the gifts that have been held in store for us since time began, kept waiting for today. So Jesus keeps telling us that it's possible to do this, by doing this practice, it's possible to go into a state of transcendence of the world. Not everyone will. Some people might, though. And so you want to, that's what you're hoping when you do this practice, is that you will have an experience of what this is, right? And you will go directly into the light. Paragraph 13. Forgiveness offers everything you want. Today, all things you want are given you. Let not your gifts recede throughout the day as you return again to meet a world of shifting change and bleak appearances. Retain your gifts in clear awareness as you see the changeless in the heart of change, the light of truth behind appearances. So, this is Jesus saying, when you get into a good place with the Course and these ideas, try not to let it fade. Try to hold on to it throughout the day, right? Try to keep it going. My guru, way back when I was in my 20s, I was following this guru in India, and she would say, and I went to India, and India is, for many people, India is quite a culture shock. And she was aware of that, and she said to us, don't see India with your normal eyes. See India with your third eye. The true India of the saints, of the sages and the saints, is still here, right? Don't let the rest of it, don't let the appearance take away from that deep spiritual truth that is still there. You could say that about everything too, right? Not just India. Talk about the United States, you look at all the divisiveness in the United States, you look at all the crazy things happening, and you wonder about, and then you see the brilliance of like the founding fathers, and you're like, what happened to that? Where did that go? Right? But it's still there, right? And so Jesus is saying, don't let the appearances take that away from you. Stay in it. Don't get caught up in the illusion again, but stay in the truth. 14, be tempted not to let your gifts slip by and drift into forgetfulness, but hold them firmly in your mind by your attempts to think of them at least a minute as each quarter of an hour passes by. Wow. Once every 15 minutes. Think about this. Once every 15 minutes. For a minute. Every 15 minutes. That's 4 times an hour. 4 minutes an hour. Remind yourself how precious are these gifts with this reminder, which has power to hold your gifts in your awareness throughout the day. And then, this is the reminder. Forgiveness offers everything I want. Today I have accepted this as true. Today I have received the gifts of God. And, I think this is where this is all going, is for this to become a constant remembrance, right? To become not just a constant remembrance, but it's your whole way of being. You embody it, right? You embody the teaching so that it's natural. It's your natural state, because it's your natural state anyway. That's what Jesus says. This is your natural state. Everything else is artificial, right? Everything else is a conditioning. What this is teaching you is what your natural state is. So this is taking you back to your natural state. But you may have to practice it to remind yourself to, in order to undo the things that are in the way. So anyway, I hope this helped. Forgiveness offers everything you want, everything I want. I thank my Father for his gifts to me is coming next. I thank you for listening, tuning in. This was a long video. If you listened at all, I appreciate it. And you know, I don't take credit. You know, this is not about me. Although sometimes I'd like to think it is, but but you know, I hope this has been helping you. It's really nice to hear some of you say that it is, and you know, keep on keeping on, and I'll see you soon. Thanks.